Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of TerraVentures. You might note that we're in a completely flat world, and that's because we are starting things off to try and invent a new machine. Now, obviously with our stadium project we're going to need a lot of concrete, and quite a bit of that is going to involve hardened concrete and remaking it and remining it. So what I'm thinking is of making a quick, not very quick, but a concrete making machine on the same kind of thing like our tree farm. So the concrete would get made somewhere over here, get pushed along this, and then get pushed along. So we've got this bit more or less worked out. So that bit will just move across. I need to obviously hook up the rest of the pistons, but that can be worked out. What I currently need to figure out is firstly how to make the concrete making machine and how to push it along through here, and of course how to get to put this in such a way that it'll also push this up before these pistons fire. So there's quite a little bit more work to do. So I'm going to work on this, and then when I've got it done, I'm going to build it up in the, well, show you how it works firstly, build it up in the row, and then build a machine, no, not a machine, build a skyscraper, as is quite typical of me, build a skyscraper all the way around it. So hopefully it should be good. This machine is turning out to be a little bit more complicated than I thought. I've got the system to push it up, but I've also unfortunately hooked it into the system to push it out. So if we let's just say we've pulled all of these here, and then we activate this system here, it pushes it up, but then it immediately pushes it out as well. So what we want it to happen is to push it all the way up, and then as soon as it hits this line up here, this observer activates the pushing mechanism. So we've got a little bit more work to do, but we're getting there, we're nearly there. It's also turning out to be a little bit more expensive than I thought, with a lot of redstone blocks. These are sticky pistons, there's redstone here, there's piston things here. So quite a bit of stuff here, but it's nearly there, so close. And I do plan to do a tutorial on this, so it should release on the Wednesday after this episode comes out, whenever that is. And after about another half hour of meddling with this, I've managed to get it to work. So we've just got the entire thing going, so let's just pop down. We're going to pretend that this is all concrete instead. That's going to get pushed up. We push this all the way up, just to say it's of course going to go all the way across, but let's say that's all the way up there. We've got that there, so when the line will come across, this will get pushed up, pushed across, and the entire line, just like this, would have gotten pushed along. But there, of course, in this scenario, there wasn't anything to push it. So that will go for a full 12 by 12 by 12, marked out by this red concrete. So all I need to do now is gather up the resources and build it in the realm. I reckon I've got the perfect spot for the concrete machine over here. So it's going to be pretty much directly opposite the tree farm, which is quite fitting since it's a similar idea. And this area should be just enough room for it. I do want to leave a little bit of space here, and I did actually do a bit of measuring, so if I was to put it here, the redstone would be probably bang up against this line, so there wouldn't be enough room to put a building, and there'd be just enough room for the concrete to come out. So we are going to need to put it over here where these mushrooms are for there to be enough room. So let's just quickly measure out. So we do want to leave 3 or 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, measure, so that will be one of our places, one at the furthest point the concrete can come up to, or the building around it. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this, and then the piston should go here. So the pushing pistons, which means you've got that there. So I just need to check a video, or check my tutorial, check my redstone thing, and make sure I get these measurements correct. But I think somewhere along here is where the push up pistons. Let me see. No, so the push pistons need to go this way. So there's 12 to there. So the pushing up pistons go 1 block in front of that. So here, I think I've got this right. Hopefully. So let's just measure again. So pushing pistons this way is that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then at least 4 there. So yes, I think that's correct. So let's just measure, let's get out 12 or so. Me bearing in mind we do need to leave quite a bit here, so let's say leave 4. So let's put this dirt back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go 12 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's 12. And from here, we'll just need to follow the video that will be coming out that you'll see in a week or so, or half a week or so, and we'll be done. So what I'll do is build up this redstone contraption and then come back, and we should be able to finish off the rest of it, the decoration bits which aren't actually part of the redstone machinery itself. Right, so this thing is now fully complete. It's fully operational anyway, except for that bucket of water, which I don't quite have yet, but that can be put in pretty quickly. So what we need to do now is just put in our collection chamber for all the concrete. Now we need to get something that doesn't break instantly with the Instamine Fortune or Silk Pickaxe. So what we should build it out of is wood. So let's get some wood. I'm thinking jungle would be good. I don't have a lot of that, unfortunately, so I might have to go and raid my log store. But what I'm thinking here is that, where's my logs? The logs can come across through here. Yeah, I always run out of food. The logs can come. Where's the thingamabob? The logs can come through here. So let's see. It'll come up through here, so it can push 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we need to come across by 12. So this will be the collection chamber. And we need to build up something on the outside made out of wood as well. One too many, that's not a problem. So this will also not have any light, but that's not too big a problem since this is a mushroom island. I keep forgetting the words I'm trying to say. So yes, it's a mushroom island, so no hostile mobs will spawn. So that shouldn't be too big a problem. Okay, and now we've got quite a good chamber here. It's all out of wood. There's nothing in the bottom here because that's all going to get broken if we used any kind of light, torches or sea lanterns or whatever. So that's just blank, but thankfully we are only going to be using this in a mushroom island anyway. So if you are building this in survival, I would probably put lights in, but it's really up to you. Anyway, so we've got our thing here. I have built this thing up just a little bit more. And all we've got to do here is just click, 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 click with the right one. So like this, click away. And obviously it's just going to keep going away until I break it up. So what I need to do now is just finish off this wall, which I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. And then start building the outside. I only got 2 blocks of room here, although I potentially could curve it around. Yeah, I've only got 2 blocks of room. And I've only got 2 blocks of room on the front, and I've got 4 blocks of room here. So this isn't really a lot of room to play with, but should be enough to figure out something small, something that looks good. I've been mulling over what kind of design to go for, and once again I've popped into the mini Melbourne map that I showcased a couple of episodes ago. So I've decided to go with something similar to this. So it is going to require a lot of concrete again. What's this? Grey stained glass, wool, concrete again, orange wool, white wool, and of course a whole lot of black concrete. So unfortunately it looks like I'm gonna have to go gathering up some more squid, or buy them, but I don't think there's, once again, no shops with black concrete or black dye. So however, I think this will be pretty good because it does break up the pattern. I do want this face there with the bits coming out. So yeah, all I need to do is gather up the resources and start building it. Alright, just a bit of an update. I've got quite a bit of the black concrete. I had to go hunting quite a bit for the stuff, but I've hardened it all, and I've gone around putting in the glass that is needed. I actually had to push this wall back here to the right, as I'm looking at it now, to the right by 1 block. It's just so it would be just perfect. Now, if we're looking at the concrete barriers here, the white and the grey do go up in diagonal patterns. However, with the orange, it is diagonally diagonally up. So you skip one and go up like that. I think that pattern looks sort of okay. It's sort of hard to tell with only a small pattern here, but what it does mean is having to dig through a lot more sand and a lot more gravel just to get this done. So what I think I'll do here is I shall cut, and then I'll come back and show you the completed project. And yes, this bit here is going to be just right. It isn't going to be enough room to go past, unfortunately, but that's the kind of scenario I have already over here with these buildings, so it's not too much of a problem. So there's going to be a lot of concrete used, a lot of sand, and a lot of black concrete. I'm thinking I'll probably extend this quite a bit, but I am going to have to go hunting for a lot more squid, and I already did that for about an hour today. And there we go. This building is now complete. It's probably not as tall as the rest of the buildings around it, but that's fine by me. Now, I did have a look at this, just looking at it. If you're looking at just particular lines or particular diagonals, it doesn't look as good. So I really think you have to look at the entire thing. The whole looks better than the individual parts. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I have also used this thing quite a bit, and I also had to raise this floor by 1 block, seeing that when this pushes up, it's going to be at this level, and then this is going to push out this way. So there's a slight change there, but given that you can't really see it from the outside, I don't think it's going to be too much of a bother. And of course, I've just left the doors, given that it's a mushroom island, so I don't think I'm going to be too bothered by it, by creepers or zombies or whatever creeping up on me and exploding me or attacking me while I'm just AFK clicking. Right, so now with my new concrete machine, I thought I might go about and hunt down some squid. I've already done this before this clip actually, so I've got around 3 stacks. However, I'm trying to get a whole shulker box, or no, not more than that. I'm trying to get a whole shulker box of the ink sacs. So that should be enough to hopefully complete up the stadium, which is of course one of the major projects that I'm trying to do. So what I will do is just keep hunting, keep going back to the base, keep hunting around for more. I've already gone to the west of my base quite a bit. I've gone to the east and to the north a bit, and to the north there's actually quite a lot of land, but I haven't gone south. I think that's the correct directions. So I'm just going to keep flying in this direction. Probably should use my trident, not my am I going in the right direction? Yes, I am. So I'm gonna this is a massive ocean. This will be really good. So I'm gonna keep hunting around, looking for a lot of squid, because I don't think there are many more around. I've killed heaps, but there's still lots to go. That build didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would, or at least not as much time recording as I thought it would. So what I thought I might do is return to this build over here. Now, I know I said a few episodes ago that I would be working on it in the background, and I have not really done that, mainly because of the concrete that I'm missing. I didn't really, all this bit over here, it was going to have to be pre-hardened and then remined, which is the reason why I actually built the concrete machine, so I could do that. Now, I actually didn't have a lot of ink sacs, but in the meantime, in between times when I'm just a little bit bored, I've been going off hunting, and I've managed to get myself quite a bit of these ink sacs. So let's turn it all into grey concrete. So we need quite a lot of ink sacs. We need, bone meal. We need 9, 10, 11 stacks of bone meal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 17. There we go. So lots of grey concrete, and that hopefully should be enough to dump into the concrete machine and fully harden and all that, make it all into proper concrete. So let's get that started, and then we can get started on working on how we can make this fully round and possibly a couple more gates and all that. I have a feeling I may have gone just a tad overboard with the amount of concrete. This entire dispenser is full, this hopper is full, this double chest is full. So that's 27 times 20, no, that's 56, I think. 27 times 2 is 54. 54 plus 5 is 59, plus another 9 is 68. And then I've got another there. So 70 times 64, that is a lot. I'm actually going to quickly figure that out. Alright, having calculated that, it's a total whopping total of 4,480 pieces of concrete. That's including the 2 I've got stacked here. And if we just have a quick look at my stuff back here, I actually had to go and get another couple of shulker boxes of sand and gravel, so I emptied another lot. There's a whole lot more dye in there, so I think I'm stored up on dye for the next little while. Actually, let's just make the rest into concrete. Why not? So we got another lot of concrete there, which I don't have the room for. So let's just dump that into here for now. So that is well over. That's probably nearly 5,000. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. So that's nearly 5,000 pieces of grey concrete. I think I'm ready. I think I've got enough to last the rest of this building, of the stadium building. So let's just dump this all in here, and yeah, that'll be enough dye if I need more. So thankfully that's now all done, and I should have enough concrete to finish off this bit here. So let's get started on making it onto concrete and see how many times I can fill up this machine. This is the slightly boring part of the part. I'm just sitting here AFK clicking, and of course the machine to my left is just, the machine to my left I can't quite get across because I've got an auto clicker going, but the machine just to my left is just slowly spitting out the concrete. I am very certain that this is going to give me more concrete. Sorry, where am I? It's going to definitely give me in more concrete than the machine can hold, but let's just see and let's just keep going and see what will happen. So at least I'll be able to get an gauge in how much room I can put in this thing, how much stuff I can put in this thing before it'll be full and I have to start mining up all over again. I've done a little bit more calculation, and the machine can only hold about 1,700 pieces of concrete. So with the 5,000 we've got, we're going to have to fill this thing and then empty it again about nearly three times, if not 4. So there's quite a bit more to go. At the moment I'm just letting this run to see how long it's going to take. At the moment we're sitting at about 10 minutes and I can't quite tell how much. Let's just stop the auto clicker. 10 minutes and we're sitting at about that much, and you can see just how much this thing can hold, or how little this thing can really hold. I suppose if I was keen, I could push this thing this way, but then that would mean I have to rebuild the building, and I'm not really keen for that. So let's just keep going, and there we go. So let's just keep going, and hopefully this doesn't take too long to do the 5,000 odd pieces of concrete. Well, that took a little bit longer than I thought. It took about half an hour or so to fill up this entire thing. So it shouldn't take more than about 5 or 10 minutes to finish this thing off. And yes, the concrete's already, the Insta-Mine beacon is on. So all I have to do is just get to the top of this thing. There we go. And start mining. I just have to be very careful not to mine this thing over here. But that shouldn't be too hard. So let's just get this done, and then we can probably do another lot of the concrete. And just for future reference, I need to remember that the machine can hold at one entire shulker box plus about 3 more stacks, or 2 and a bit stacks. Although the odd number there is a little bit odd, I'm not quite sure why it's an odd number, but maybe I've missed one somewhere, because it should be an even number. It should be 1,728, I think. So a little bit odd, and maybe I missed one here or there, but doesn't matter too much. Rightio, so we've now got 1, 2, and nearly 3 full boxes of concrete, so that should be enough to allow us to finish off the outside of the stadium, although I'm not at all confident that it will be. Let's finish heating up here, then dump this stuff. We want it not close to the other bits because they are our storage bits. That one's empty, the concrete there, and the concrete there. So let's put this yellow one back, and we should still have enough concrete bits here. Yeah, there's quite a lot of sand and gravel and concrete, which I missed. Let's put that one back over here. Which one is the empty one? That's the empty one. Okay, so we'll put that one instead over here. And there we go. So this stadium is going to be completed soon, or, well, not completed soon, but we've got a lot of the resources that we need now to finish off quite a large portion of this. So that is a very good machine that I've now built. And unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today. So if you have liked this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to keep watching out for the next one. Goodbye.